Welcome to the Whose Turn Is It Anyway podcast, where we talk about board games, and guess what? Even more board games. It's part 2 of our UK Games Expo special, where we are going to unveil our live episode that we recorded on the Friday at the show. Also, we have a little treat because over the weekend we managed to catch up with many publishers and designers and different people to talk about their games. So we sprinkled some of those interviews in as well for your pleasure. So without further ado, let's crack on with the live show. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Whose Turn Is It Anyway podcast live at the UK Games Expo. Yeah. Such energy. It's fantastic. I'm JP, and again, this is the first time we've ever done this, as you could probably tell. All right. So when we booked this, I don't know, about 3 months ago. Yeah. We were just like, will anyone turn up? Who knows? But you're here.
We were going to have a laugh regardless.
Yeah, we're just going to do it anyway and record it, so it's all good. No, but thank you very much for coming. You're all awesome and appreciate your time. So those that you've already found on your seats, you'll see some laminates. If you can, wave them in the air for me. If you haven't got one, like you just don't care. There we go.
Had to be done.
Thank you.
You pipe down, Kerley. You pipe in your car over there. And we're...
Don't you stop. Yeah, that was
Oh no.
Stop it.
Oh, that's being edited out, everyone, don't worry.
That's bad. So we're going to test out. We basically want this to be as engaging as possible, and throughout the different segments that I'll cover in a second, we'll basically use these laminates to kind of say yes and no and vote on things. So we'll try that right now. So who has actually heard of the Whose Turn Is It Anyway podcast?
No.
So yes,
I
no,
confused red for
yes.
no then. I thought blue would be green is yes and red is no.
No,
but
so
my brain went, what?
That's just your brain, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I know.
Yeah, colours. They confuse you, don't they, David?
No one's heard of us.
No. And, okay, great stuff. So we've got some new people in here. Who has followed us right from the beginning, from March 2022? Ian, you were on the podcast.
So yes.
Yeah.
Listen to it,
So, again, a bit of a mix there. No, brilliant. Well, welcome to the show. So for those that don't know us, just let us give you a little bit of a spiel about who we are. So we're basically a gaming group in the Southwest, right? That's kind of our thing. We established this gaming group about, 8 years ago, something like that.
Wow.
And a few years ago, we thought, why not do a podcast? We talk about games, we love playing games, and we just spun up a podcast. And it's fair to say we made some errors along the way.
Yeah.
No.
I have.
Yeah, no, I made loads.
And
If anyone's listened to the kind of get a rewind episodes, you most definitely know that we messed up.
make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of the bloopers kind of section that we do every now and again.
So basically our kind of podcast is we do like a main episode every fortnight. It's usually got a topic, or we might do a game deep dive or something along the sides, and we have a rotating first player. So for example, the first player will pick like 3 episodes of content that they will do, and then we mix it up. So we all kind of get a little flavour, and we inject a bit of variety in it. Some episodes are, like I say, about games. Some are completely chaotic. I'm not looking at you, Davey. You do bring some innovation to the podcast, don't you?
It's like living in chaos. It's
You
fine,
do, yeah. Some random stuff. We love it. We
roll
love
the
it.
dice.
Yeah. We also do expansion pack episodes as well, which we kind of trickle in between our main episodes, and they're like guest interviews or convention coverage, like pretty much the one that we're going to do here at the UK Games Expo, and all sorts of different things. So yeah, that's kind of us. Obviously, with a live episode, so we're not going to do our normal format. We're going to kind of mix it up a bit, and we're going to break this into kind of 2 halves. The first half, we're going to kind of cover... It's a callback to one of Davey's episodes where he basically pretended to be a genie. It's weird, I know. Pretended to be a genie and tried to take everyone's soul by twisting their wishes up into nonsense. So we're going to kind of do a twist on that. And then the second part, we're going to take...
It's the car.
Yeah.
They're going to drive in.
Yeah.
This doesn't make good listening material, but basically the rest of the podcast are sitting to the right of everyone else in a formation that can only be described as a car.
Yeah.
Like they're about to do some weird improv.
Yeah. For me, it reminds me of Red Dwarf, one of the episodes where they're all sitting down in the car. But anyway, There's probably a lost reference to many, but there we go. So they're going to come on and they're going to basically take the top 20 games that we kind of voted on played last year, and I'll let Kerley tell you more about that later.
So it's JP here at the UK Games Expo on Saturday morning, and I'm here at Molinarious Games meeting Lee. How are you, Lee?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So we've just played Time Troopers this morning with the wonderful Mark, he's basically busy doing another demo as we speak right now. But Lee, we'll just get a little bit of a snippet. What is Time Troopers? And obviously you've listened to our podcast that says we need more time, travel in board games, right? So yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I reached out. So you were saying that we need more time traveling, which fits perfectly with our theme. So Time Troopers is a solo-only deck construction game. So you start with a deck of cards, which is your Time Troopers in the future, and you have to decide which of those cards you take with you back into 8 different time zones and achieving different missions. I don't want to give too much away, but you just had the play test, and as you've seen, the play is very simple, very straightforward, but it's quite an immersive experience in as much as 1 minute you're battling in ancient Egypt, and then the next mission you might be in a gladiator pit, or then you might be in a samurai stealthing a temple. So there's a lot to the game, and I think there's definitely a market more and more for solo gaming as well.
Yeah, no, obviously. I mean, I play a lot of solo games anyway, and I've got the ones that kind of range from like Hoplomachus from Chip Theory, which is this grand solo adventure. Downsides to that sometimes can be got to get it to the table and set it up, and then it takes 4 hours. Whereas this is, I think we talked the other day, if your partner is watching TV, you could just literally play a scenario. By the time the episode's finished, you're done.
Yeah, we've one of the things we've done is set the box up. So it's deliberately set up with save points in the box already. So you can set the game up in 5 minutes, play a mission in 40 to 45 minutes, and then pack it away in 5 minutes. But still pack it away in a bit which saves where you are, so the next time you open the box lid, you don't have to go searching and organising. It's ready to go on the next mission. And your mission book is there as well, so you can turn it over in a ring binder so it's ready for you to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can play a whole game in an hour, and it doesn't take over the whole dining room table for the next 3 days.
Yeah. I think what's really cool is that you can kind of unlock those side missions as you play, right? And you get access to more cards that you can get into your shop, as it were, that you can kind of construct your deck for future missions. So again, you can tailor your play as you go through, so that it doesn't always feel the same. So you might actually go for a certain series of cards in one playthrough through the whole scenarios, and then next time I'm going to try it slightly different. You go down that kind of play build. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, that's a deliberate action. So we call it the armory. So you visit the armory before every mission and decide what cards you're going to take with you, and it comes with a choose your own adventure book, which is the mission book itself.
Yeah.
So you could play the whole game from start to finish, and so could I. We would both start and end at the same point, so we would both have the same ending. We both have the same start, but how we get there is very different depending on what choices you make. So you could decide to stealth a temple, and I decide to go in all guns blazing. And then you might be, wasn't it cool when we unlocked the samurai sword? And I might say, oh no, I got a Viking shield because I went a different direction.
Yeah.
So yeah, the good point about that is you can reset the game and play it again, even though it's a campaign game. You can reset it, start again, but make different choices so that you get more out of the game as well if you wanted to.
Great stuff. So when can we expect to get our hands on Time Troopers then, Lee?
So we're hoping to get it out on GameFound in December or January, then run a 30-day campaign. So fingers crossed, we're hoping to bring the first prototypes to Aircon next year. And when you come to the Games Expo next year, you'll be able to physically buy a copy.
Nice.
So we like to get the game finished, which is why it's taken so long to get to GameFound, so that it's a relatively short time from the pledge to delivery.
Yeah.
Rather than, please back my game, we'll send you one in 3 or 4 years' time if the wind's blown in the right direction. So, yeah, from December, please follow us on GameFound, and then we'll get it campaign launched in December or January.
Yeah, and if you want more time travel, shenanigans in your games like I do, then check it out.
Yeah, but the good thing is if we are running behind schedule, we've got a time gate, so we can go back in time and change some of our decisions.
Nice. Thank you very much, Lee. Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
I'm here at UK Games Expo and catching up with Devon from Lucky Duck Games. And
in
also,
the storage room.
We are literally. We have to tell this story. I said, Devon, can we have a chat? And he went, absolutely, but you need to come into the storage room because it's quieter.
I mean, I did stress that it was because it was quieter.
Yeah. And no other
Otherwise, it would
sinister
seem
reason.
like a strange reason. Hey, please come into this quiet corner where I can murk you.
Yeah, and you handsome fellow, you. So also, Devon, you have a Devon Talks Tabletop YouTube channel as well.
Yes, that is my YouTube channel. It has been sadly dormant, I guess, while I've been doing my Lucky Duck work. But I just enjoying what I'm doing, trying to do it to the best of my ability. But I do love the community that I fostered there. So yeah.
Yeah. So we caught up at the preview show last night.
Okay.
And we played what was it? The duel game. I can never pronounce it.
So we played Kyrie the Duel. So you came over to the table. I was talking about kind of our recent releases or upcoming releases, discussing nestlings and other things. And then I always take the chance to play someone in Kyrie the Duel if I have the opportunity. And you gave me that opportunity.
You did. It was brilliant. I loved it.
It ended with no end. We had injured each other and then we stopped.
And then we stopped, and then I went and bought it anyway, so it's fine.
I mean, I love that. I've bought that game 5 times, and I have given it away 5 times. So I need another copy, so I'll go buy it too.
That's fair. So we were talking about Flames of Fafnir, right?
Yeah, Flames of Fafnir, an upcoming Kickstarter for us from Lucky Duck.
Yeah, so what's it all about?
So Flames of Fafnir, for the viewers out there, we're currently staring at a gorgeously painted mini. But it is a physics-based strategy game. So it has some semi-co-op nature to it because you are heroes who are competing to save the village from the wrath of Fafnir, the fire-breathing dragon. Fire in the form of vicious marbles rolling at you.
Sounds awesome.
In a terrifying lane that does have borders to it, which means it's coming down and you're going to get hit. And that is just something that you have to accept. And then you stand back up and you get hit again. And your goal, though, is to be the one to get hit and not the bastion walls of the village. Mm-hmm. So as soon as all 5 bastions in the village have been destroyed, Fafnir wins.
Okay.
Which means you need to erect defenses. You've got walls, you've got barricades, you've got watchtowers. You need to gather your resources, go out and complete quests to gather runes, because Fafnir has weaknesses in the form of 5 heart chambers. And you need to go bring the runes that you have gathered and the treasure that you have accumulated in order to defeat those successive heart chambers and kill the dragon, slay it before it slays you and all of the village with its fire-mongering. So it's a lot of fun. It's a good time around the table, but there is a lot of collaboration that needs to happen in order to be heroic. You don't want to be cowardly. You want to be heroic.
You want to be the one that's up the front taking the marbles.
Yeah. That there's no better way to describe it than the one at the front taking the marbles. So
awesome. No, it sounds really fun. I'd have to keep an eye on that one in the future.
Yeah, it's coming up on Kickstarter pretty soon here, so we're looking forward to it, and we've got a lot of fun things planned for it. So hopefully give you a little bit of a taste later this weekend at the expo.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can put some links in our show notes for this episode that it's going to feature on, so we can point you in any direction for any materials. So we'll
awesome.
Do that. Brilliant.
The real question is, when you fight Fafnir, are you gonna fight the dragon or join it?
So yeah, probably fight it. No, that's not. I'll probably join him.
Okay, you're traitors. Okay, I get it. I can respect that. I was going to do it myself, but I may try to be more honorable now, just to where I can differentiate the two of us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Devon. Appreciate your time, and hope you have a good show.
Thank you so much. Excited to chat with you more, and excited for a good UKG.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So I'm going to hand over to Davey to formally introduce the rest of the panel and also the segment. So over to you, my friend.
Right, so for better or worse, here we go.
Strap in.
Have you got your seatbelts on in the car?
Yeah.
Safety first. Safety first, guys.
So this segment, I'm pretty much going to be throwing some wishes forward, which are all going to be a little bit board game based, of course, because we're a board game podcast, and we're at a board game expo. And then you guys are just going to think up some examples. I might ask you some questions, maybe, and then it may be flipped, who knows? And then suddenly you're going to think, do we still want to do this? Probably not, maybe. Who knows? So I'm Davey.
The self-proclaimed bad boy of board gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, your name?
Yeah, well, I don't know where that even came from. It was last expo, I think,
Came
wasn't
from
it?
you.
Yeah, I know it came from me, but I don't know where. I don't know where it was
It was
accepted.
24-hour.
Yeah, it was 24
We were
hours.
quite
There
tired
you
by
go.
that point, so...
Delirious.
Yeah.
Joining us is going to be Rob
Hi.
and Becky.
Hi.
JP's here as well, but he's already introduced himself, so...
Done.
Right, should we just get stuck in?
Let's do it.
Should we get stuck in? Yeah, cool. So, we're at the expo now. Imagine you can have the expo filled with your favourite type of game, so that can either be genre or mechanical based, so like a Euro or Dungeon Crawler or whatever, yeah? And that's it. So, what kind of game do you think that would be? So, does anyone want to like put forward a game that they would like the expo to be filled with? Any ideas from you guys?
Cute animals.
Cute animals.
Cute animals, yeah.
Like you just have it filled wall to wall of cute animals.
Yeah.
I
Like-
probably wouldn't come, but that's
Well,
fine.
It's my expo, not your expo.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm,
That's
yeah,
true.
I'm going to have all kinds of like puzzle games and worker placement, but it's got to either involve cute little meeples or nice pictures of animals. Ark
I lied.
Nova.
I might turn up.
Ark Nova.
This is sounding.
Ark Nova Crossing Everdell. That's,
Okay.
That's my expo.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No.
I like it.
I know what you're going to say.
Dungeon
Well,
crawlers.
we went on a bit of a journey this morning, me and Adrian, and every store we went to seemed to look at like an amazing dungeon crawler game.
So you think pretty much already the
I'm
expo's
here.
filled with
I'm
your
here.
stuff anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here. So for me, yeah, it'd be dungeon crawlers.
Okay.
I thought your journey was because you forgot your pass this morning.
He did. He actually did.
That was his own dungeon
And
crawler.
I
He had a
remembered-
quest he had to go on.
And I remembered as we got just to the Moxie,
Yeah.
I'd left it in the hotel room, which was 2 kilometres away. So yeah, I'd hit 10,000 steps before 10 o'clock. So you know,
Yeah, good for
it's,
you.
it's a
pal.
win-win for me apparently.
Yeah, nice.
JP, what's yours going to pull on?
God, I think for me it would be.
Too many
The-
bones.
Chip theory, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Just loads of
but
chips.
Loads of chips.
It's like Scrooge McDuck
Yeah.
swimming through chips.
Let's do that. Okay. Yeah. Wrapping up with neoprene. Let's do it.
Okay. Mine would probably be heavy Euros. Surprise, surprise. Nice heavy Euro, basically.
Just
Just
a
lots
heavy
of
Euro.
beige theme everywhere. It'd be
You can
great.
almost feel the excitement leave the room. Heavy Euro.
Just cubes.
How about
baby.
you guys? Does anyone want to throw any forward?
Yeah. What's your bag? What's your jam?
Go on, Marcus. You can give us an example.
I was going to say heavy Euros, which is
There you
basically
go.
which is basically just Essen.
Anything
I'll
else?
go with fantasy games, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fantasy games in general.
Nice.
Any
Lord of the Rings
planets,
based.
nothing. Well, yeah, all right, fair enough.
There you go.
Yeah, Lord of the
Specific.
Rings.
That's the subgenre
Cool.
of fantasy that you
Yeah,
just
exactly, yeah.
you just dig, don't you, mate?
Right.
High fantasy.
Okay.
So here comes a twist.
Oh.
That genre, that type of game is Expo limited. You can only ever play it when you come to the Expo from now on. That's it. So every time, outside these walls, it just doesn't exist.
Not even on BGA.
Not even in
or
BGA. No.
anything?
For some reason, every time you try to see it, it's just like a blur, and you can't even play the game anymore.
I just threw up in my mouth.
Now, this is one of those things that you can only have your own personal dialogue, but we just want everyone to vote whether they'd still do it, because you're going to have 4 jam-packed days of awesomeness, but maybe you have to leave it for a year. But we're patient people, aren't we? We're board gamers. We're used to people with AP. It's fine, right?
The interesting thing is, though, what you say. The interesting thing is, when you leave the expo, you have no memory of it.
No,
So
I
you
didn't
don't
say
know what
you
you're
have no
missing,
memory of
right?
it.
Oh right. Okay.
I'm not going to raise your memories.
Oh right. So we'll still remember.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
no.
Make our own copy.
Not that bad.
Okay, fine.
It's fine.
Men in Black everyone on the way out.
Go on then. Let's see
So
what.
let's have a little.
What do you
show.
reckon?
Yeah, I'm with you
Oh,
guys.
oh,
Yes,
Joel's
Joel.
doing it. Joel's doing it. We've got
Have
two,
we got some
three
yeses?
people. Nice.
Joel doesn't
There
know where
we
he
go.
is right now. He's delirious.
So I want to hear, Joel. What was your theme?
Well, if it's heavy Euros, then I won't bother coming to the expo.
No, it means you're own.
It's not his. It's yours.
It's your genre.
Oh yeah, Clank. That's fine.
You
Anyone
like
else?
God.
Anyone else want to venture what their favourite was going to be, and they're going to do it?
No, it's fine.
No, they expected a show, not participation.
Fair
It's
enough.
fine.
No, I can't do it because I need the nice furry creatures. And if I can't play BGA even, then me and Kerley won't have a game we're going to play.
Yeah.
Because we play Ark Nova all the time, and if I can't play that anywhere else, I'm not. No.
So
Can't do
to put it into context, we had about 4 yeses, I think. So majority was no. No one's.
No one's going for it.
No, no,
Variety is the spice of life. So I
Yeah.
do understand.
Yeah.
I understand it.
I'm swimming
I was
in
a
the
bit
chips
too.
at home.
Yeah. Your little top hat. Yeah, yeah.
Hi, I'm Adrian from Whose Turn Is It Anyway podcast. We're here at the Expo, and we're here with Paverson Games for Luthier, their new game that's out soon, I believe.
Yeah, coming just in a couple weeks. July 16th, we're going to launch it on Kickstarter.
Awesome stuff. So we've just had a demo. There's a lot going on, but do you want to just summarize it as
definitely
as possible?
So Luthier is all about crafting instruments in the golden age of classical music for different patrons. Over 40 historical figures from classical music. There's worker placement with a twist. There's hidden bidding worker placement. There's area control where you're putting things in the orchestra pit. There's also some engine building, as well as some resource management and recipe fulfillment. It's really theme-driven mechanics through and through, really trying to exude really great artwork, components, and play.
Brilliant, yeah. So we've just played through it, and we had you have the number on the worker that tells you sort of who's going to go first.
Exactly.
But internal, you also choose where you're going, so you can kind of trip people up and kind of get in their way a little bit.
That's right.
Seemed like a really nice sort of mechanic to kind of... The building part is quite nice, but then you can kind of get in each other's way by doing that.
Yeah, I really wanted to make sure there was a little bit of interactivity in that, where it's not take that necessarily, but at the same time, it might divert your plans from what you wanted to originally do, and you need to be able to be flexible and strategic on how you are going to be tactically change your direction.
Well, and then last thing, because it's a Kickstarter or it's coming to a crowdfunding platform, obviously just taking a picture of the board there. How much of this is ready to go? You can see a few placeholder images, but otherwise it looks pretty good condition.
Yeah, we're pretty close. With the still that took me about a year and a half before we were able to deliver it to backers, this time I want to do that within easily under a year. That's why we took extra care to have most everything finished before the Kickstarter so that we can almost press print almost right after the Kickstarter goes. What you see here mostly is the deluxe components. We're going to have both the deluxe version for backers to get, as well as a standard retail version too.
Brilliant. So if you're coming to the expo, come along and have a look at the stand. If not, hopefully that's given you a little bit of a helping hand to understand what's coming to the Kickstarter soon.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Right, so moving on to the next one. So I bet everyone has their favourite convention game they like to bring. Like a nice, usually it's one that's not too big, because I've made that mistake before, bringing Voidfall and then never playing all weekend. Just carrying it around.
To two separate ones.
I mean, at one time I even set it up and then it didn't even get played. So that's the worst thing ever.
We played three quarters.
What did we play?
We played three quarters.
Yeah, but yes, sorry, we did play. We played a little bit of it, and then the 12-hour marathon ended. That's your fault, Dan.
Sorry.
Yeah, make it longer.
Sorry, stop the
It should have
event.
been 13
at the
hours.
correct
Yeah.
time.
How dare you?
So let's have a little think of what's everyone's like favourite convention game to bring
Scout.
along.
Straight
Scout.
off, Scout. I love that
Good
game.
one.
Anyone play Scout? Little small box. Yeah.
Great game.
Fits
Loads
in your
of
coat
fun.
pocket.
It's probably been overtaken by Avant-Garde now, though.
No.
Oh,
It's
Scout's
made
a
by-
classic.
Made
It's
by
a
Oink,
modern
isn't
classic.
it? Made by Oink.
Yeah,
It's
someone
like
get
a year old, isn't it?
It's a modern classic.
Okay, fine.
Easy kind of number building game, easy card game, perfect for everybody, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, that's mine. What about you?
it's a good shout.
Well, I tend to gauge what I bring by what JP's bringing. So if he's bringing his big backpack, we live just around the corner from each other and typically share lifts. So
7
And
houses.
sugar.
Yeah. Sugar?
Yeah. Oh, you got any sugar, mate?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, come on.
it is that. It is
Yeah.
like that. I have no idea. Just go with it. Just smile and wave.
He's used to just honking, isn't
Yeah.
he? So that's what
So I've brought. We've done quite a few of these weekends this year, haven't we? We've kind of gone away for weekends and things like that. And every time I've brought Ashes Reborn with me, just because it's something you can either play with somebody else or I can play it on my own if I just need half an hour to chill. And I've never played it at a convention. So
Do you bring it every time?
I was taking a mickey out of Davey, but I've done exactly the same thing to the point where it's in my bag right now, and I probably still won't play it this evening. So for me, it would be Ashes Reborn.
Might as well just burn it now.
Well, no.
It's in the name.
No.
Oh, your deadpan jokes. They're terrible. They're terrible. No. I think for me it's a tough one. I think I quite like to bring like a nice mid-weight Euro to conventions. So something like I don't know, Lorenzo or Magnifico or something of that nature. Again,
Some European town.
some European town where you're a family and you're vying for victory points and you're moving cubes around. Awesome.
We all know the game.
Let's all do it. Yeah, all of them.
Yeah,
Pretty much
yeah.
all of the ways. So yeah, something like that.
Okay, cool. I'm going to keep asking you guys. So if you don't want to say any, we appreciate that
Just
as well.
ignore him.
Yeah, just ignore it. Go on then, Joel.
Igloo pop.
Igloo Pop.
Yes.
Has anyone else heard of Igloo Pop, by the way?
No.
No, because this is a complete new thing for me.
But it's a super old game.
It is super
And it sounds ridiculous, and it literally does sound ridiculous, because the premise of the game is you've got a load of igloos, which have got numbers on the bottom, right, from 2 to 14, I believe. And the numbers on the bottom represent how many little glass beads are inside these little plastic igloos. And the aim of the game is to shake the igloo near your ear, like a maraca.
I thought I was in a South American restaurant when I was sitting next to you guys.
I reckon that's a 6, and you've only got a few options of what number it could be. So you put it on the 6, and you put your little colour token in it, and if it turns out that you guess the right amount of little glass beads, that's your token, and you win it back. It's great, but they don't print it anymore.
So what did you do about it, Becky?
Well, in my normal fashion, I've had to design them on a 3D printing CAD
Tired
program.
already.
We are not selling these, by the way. These are not being sold.
I'm not going to sell it.
No.
I don't want to rip off.
Please don't come after us,
Mr. or Mrs.
whoever.
Igloo Pop.
We've got no money, so don't worry about it.
If they can sell me the game, I'd happily buy it. I haven't printed them out yet, these little igloos, but I've already bought the glass beads, and I've got the design ready. And I'm gonna, I've
Your
got it
Etsy
all-
shop tag is.
Oh no, I'm not going to sell it on it. I'm not going to sell them. However, it's a great game that it shouldn't be great. It should just be like, but it's fantastic. If anyone sees it, if you see it in the Bring a Buy, well, you'll have to fight it out of my hands, but I would recommend it if you see it. Igloo Pop.
What about anyone else? Anyone else from a favourite kind of board game to bring at conventions?
Well, I'd rather try games and on the demo table.
Yeah.
Otherwise, maybe Dice Throne. It's not that big.
Yeah.
Nice, Great show.
Characters.
Age of Innovation.
Age of Innovation.
Every time.
Oh yeah, I would play that all day, every day.
Nice light game there.
Yeah. Go on then. What are you going to do to our favourite games then, Davey?
So from now on, whenever you set up the game, for some reason, I don't know why, it takes hours to set up. Like, you start setting it up, someone spills a rum near you, packet of sweets flies over, knocks over a bottle of water, you're like, and it's every time you set up at the convention. The game doesn't get damaged, but it just takes a while to set up. You just get to play the game still, but it just takes ages to set up.
So it's a bit like Frosthaven.
Yeah. It's inspired by Voidfall. Will you still bring the game? So can we have a little...
Does it only take forever at a convention, or does it take
At the convention. At the convention.
It's just the convention thing.
Stuff keeps getting in the way from you, like, just kind of getting going.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd still bring...
I would do a really evil laugh right now, but I've got a really sore throat, so I'm not going to. But
not
the
normally-
majority is yes.
He's not
So-
normally Cockney either.
Nicole, you're
No.
not bringing yours. What were you going to bring?
I don't know, maybe Camelot.
Camelot's a great game.
Yeah.
Great game.
Great players.
Yeah.
Good laugh. Good laugh.
You just have that Pavlov's dog thing. As soon as you got the box out, you're like, oh, it's all going to go wrong, wouldn't you? You'd have it stop.
And you never associate it either. You just was like, this always seems to take ages to set up. I don't know why.
I was just playing games with you, Davey.
That is our experience, in all fairness.
There we go.
I think for me, I'm in the yes camp because you're at a convention, you're having a laugh. So if it takes a bit longer, oh well.
That's it. Yeah, it's a bit more social, isn't it? So you're having a chat. Someone's off getting a beer or a drink, and then
Yeah,
like,
I'm still
wasn't someone
gonna
else
do it.
playing this? That's, and then you wait for them, and then they turn up. Someone else leaves.
Have we all lost our soul now? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of us had to travel quite far to come here. Yeah, so I know it's right in the middle, so it's not too bad, but we still have to travel here and walk into your hotel. It's not usually, no one can get the Moxie, so you're always like doing a little pilgrimage back and back in. What if the expo was free? You basically got free food. You got to the hotel was just up above us. Yeah, you got to stay in there. Yeah, and everything else was. The games weren't free, so you had to buy those, yeah, and you still had to bring them and pay.
Yeah, let's not
for
be
them.
mad.
I think most people...
What kind of genie are you?
I think most people are going to say yes to this, yeah? You'll be like, yeah, I'll come to that, yeah, that's fine. But what you're going to have to do is you have to queue for, like, the bring and buy queue.
Oh, no.
Every time. Trolleys everywhere.
I'm out.
You're out? Let's have a little vote. Are people going to come?
No, I can't
To my
decide.
free event. It's free, guys.
So it's free. It's free food. It's a free event. You can stay for free.
Yeah. You just have to queue, but
You have to
we're
do-
good at queuing. It's fine.
It's like the worst
doing
Disney World ever.
Yeah.
There's no ride.
It's Alton Towers in the summer,
Yeah.
but it's board
I
games.
know why.
Oh,
You're
we're
just saying
guaranteed
yes.
to get in.
Yeah, you're guaranteed to get queued for a little bit.
Kerley's saying yes because he just wouldn't queue. You're just not going to go to the bring and buy, right?
Well, I say a little bit. It's the bring and buy queue. We as if you're dropping the game off like last year.
The hour and 2 hour.
Yeah, exactly. It's not, you know.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
You love it. You love
I
the
do
queue.
love- I
We've
do
got a bit of a mixed response here. We've got some. It is about half and half.
Becky's definitely coming because she is jumping the queue and she's going straight.
Don't you know who I
It was an accident. I didn't jump the queue on purpose.
It wasn't an accident.
It was an accident.
It was not an accident.
You were screaming, "Do you know who I am?"
I'm so sorry, Becky. It was just a joke.
For the record, I was stood looking at the fan pack artwork for Wingspan, which is beautiful, and I said, "Oh, I'll take this, please." I said, "Oh no, you have to stand there." So I stood there, which is where she pointed me to. I didn't realise there was at the front of a queue that had gone on around a corner, and I just stood there happily, then paid my money, wandered
Everyone
off,
was tutting.
and then walked past. I thought, what are they queuing for?
If anything, I respect it.
I felt terrible,
It's
and
like
I still
it's
do.
such a
clearly.
ninja move. Just
Didn't mean to.
just merge into the queue.
It's like the Shinobi slide.
Yeah.
She felt terrible with her new copy of her fan art of Wingspan as she skipped away.
People as I was walking by. I didn't do that. I did feel terrible. I did.
Go on then.
So I'm here with Judson. We've just played Deep Regrets. You've just told me it's self-published.
Yes. Yeah.
Tettix, yeah?
Tettix Games is me. I am Tettix Games.
Yeah.
There is no one else.
Which I think is an amazing thing to have done, especially with the current climate and everything else. I'm quite impressed by that. The artwork on Deep Regrets is something else.
Thank you.
Yeah, you
so
said
that's all myself as well. So like, I don't hire an artist. I draw in pen. I like physical media.
Yeah.
So I start with ink.
Okay.
So I do underdrawings in pencil, draw in ink, and then I scan and color that digitally in Procreate on an iPad. And I think I really just use board game design as an excuse to draw weird stuff. I just like drawing weird things. So you got Hideous Abomination, monsters, Deep Regrets, weird fish.
Yeah, when you say weird though, I think you're underselling it because it just is like a visual marvel. I literally love looking at every little card, even just the little text on it. I love. So basically, do you want to tell us a little bit about Deep Regrets?
Yeah, okay, so Deep Regrets is a horror fishing game for 1 to 5 players. In the multiplayer version of the game, you're going to spend a week at sea reeling progressively more horrifying things out, either eating them, taking them port to sell them to buy equipment you can use to make it easier for you in the future, or mounting them on your player mat for score multipliers in the game. And then it's got a pusher like mechanic in there where you're like gathering the titular regrets cards, which affect madness. The lower you are on the madness tracker, the more valuable fish become, certain types of fish, and the more dice you can have to work with. But at the end of the game, you stand the risk of losing your most valuable fish. This is like a meta game looking at how many regrets other people's have and how many you're comfortable losing, and going by your game, just trying to get all the regrets, and start drawing them off other players. It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I was lucky in fact one of the other players started having to like get foul fish and drawing the regrets back off of me, which I think basically won me the game. So it was lucky in that sense.
To explain that mechanic, like if the regrets pile is ever empty, you start having to draw them off of other players. Yeah, which means you're suddenly passing regrets around between one another.
It's quite a unique game. So I was just trying to like explain it, like refer it to another type of game, but you can't. It's got a bit of push alert. It's got a little bit of engine building. It's got a little bit of card play, deck play, which is usually off of a tableau that's already down on the board.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to get because it's in the sea. You're fishing. You're trying to push deeper and deeper, maybe to get the more foul fish, or maybe not. It's a really unique concept.
Asking me, like, what I would compare it to, and I just draw a blank. I'm like, I don't know. In terms of complexity, I say Wingspan.
Yeah.
And in terms of variety, I love Elizabeth Hargrave has 200 something birds in her game, so I've got 117 unique fish in this one.
Yeah.
But gameplay wise, I don't know.
And it does have randomness to it, but you can always manipulate that randomness. You've always got things that you can do, which is really nice. I like the little dink mechanic as well, where if you don't get anything, you at least get something.
Yeah.
So literally, I would recommend this game. I think I'm going to back it instantly as soon as it's out.
Great to hear it. Thank you.
When's it hitting Kickstarter?
So I'm aiming for the 1st of July. I have a few things left to do before then, so maybe slightly later in July, but if everything goes to plan, 1st of July.
1st of July. So check it out, guys. I'll post some pictures up on the socials as well. But thank you for your time, Judson. And
thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for the game.
So there's a lot of designers here at the expo showing off their games, and I'm sure. Someone's calling me. Sorry.
It's live. Marcus is out. Just this will throw him off.
We're so professional.
It's live.
There we go. It's just, all you can hear from the mic is.
Answer it and put them on speaker.
Yeah.
No, Mum, I'm busy.
Don't know, that's a dangerous game.
Why?
Yeah,
Why
go
is
on.
it dangerous, Davey?
I'll just dig into this.
It's a family show.
So it's been great.
Come on, mate. Come on, you're nearly there. You're nearly there.
4 minutes, Davey. 4 minutes.
So it's great meeting the designers, and you see their real passion behind their projects. But what if you could become the next top designer? We've all probably had our ideas of games or thought, oh, that game needs to change its theme, or we can do that to that game. So you become one of the next top designers of that game, yeah? And it's one of your favourite games. You love the game, yeah? So everyone imagine their game that they've got in their head. How about you, JP?
I'm imagining it. Why'd you come to me first? I'm still imagining it. Go to someone else, quick.
Becky, do you have like a intertwine all your favourite games together in one?
Terraforming Mars with animals in Art Nova.
There we go. Terraforming animals.
Yeah.
How are you terraforming animals?
Carefully.
This dog's now part of the pavement.
No, Terraforming Mars.
I'll got it.
Sure, yep. Terraforming Mars with animals
I'm sorry.
in a nice way where no animals are harmed in the making of the terraforming. Very important.
Very specific.
Yeah. So what are you going to do to us? I've got my game.
I've got mine now.
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, basically, Fallout.
Yeah.
But by Chip Theory Games.
Nice.
Oh. Can you imagine it?
Fall in.
Imagine it.
Fall in the money pit.
I don't like Fallout, so I don't know.
Yeah, right. Whatever. Dan's tap. Go on.
Mine would be a dungeon crawler that.
That's dungeon crawler.
Was 3D. That would fit on like a normal size table, and when I say a normal size table, I mean
you just
like
want a lifelike dungeon crawler. Don't you? You
I
want it to scale, like,
I kind of do. But yeah, something that would 3D, a little bit Descent-ish, but that would fit on a normal size table and that didn't take 4 hours to play.
Yeah, cool.
At 4-player, that'd be my thing.
Okay. Nice, cool. Well then, Kerley, you had an idea.
Well, I've talked about it before, but Jurassic Nova.
Jurassic Nova, yeah, there you go.
A dinosaur park.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Exactly the same game, but dinosaurs.
Not terraforming dinosaurs then. No.
Curly has a dinosaur fetish, don't you?
Yes, I was going to say that, but then, you know.
As in, you really like
loves the
dinosaurs?
dinosaur
Yeah, I
game.
do really.
He loves the dinosaur.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got about 4 dinosaur games and counting.
Yeah.
That's too many dinosaurs.
How about anyone else? Has anyone else got like a dream game that they would...
Growing space vegetables.
Growing space
Oh
vegetables.
yeah, Uwe Rosenberg.
Yes, Uwe in
Does.
space. We have. This
Yeah.
is a little throwback. I like it, Tambo.
Uwe in space.
So
Uwe
we've got our
space.
games. Go on then. What are you going to do to us to make it horrible?
You end up being the only person to like the game. And for some reason, it's not that it's a bad game. Just no one seems to like it.
So it's not. People don't hate it. They just meh.
Yeah, it's just a bit meh.
That's even worse.
But you love it still.
Oh.
So you still get to
And
play
it's
it?
definitely not a bad game. It's just probably
It's
a
just
bit
not
of Djinn magic.
It's
you
just not
know?
a good one.
No, it's just no, it is a good game. Just people don't like it.
Sounds like Cloudspire. I love it. No one else does.
But you'd still get to play the game you'd invented.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I'm doing it. I'm
I'm
doing
in.
it. I'm having it.
Let's have a little vote.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, that's
I reckon
pretty
it's about
close.
50-50,
That's divided the
you
room.
know?
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
Half the room's souls are mine.
People are wanting to
You think
play
this is a live show and I'm joking?
This is a selection process.
We're actually a cult.
Well, yeah, I think you got
There we
most
go.
of them.
So that's been Djinn Davey. We play a little bit of music usually.
We might do an
Like
edit.
Djinn Genie? No? Oh, come on.
What with Bowie?
Yeah, a bit of Bowie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
And that's been the first half.
That's all. You survived. Cool. Right, we're going to get in the car now and let the others get out of the car. So
I can't get out to child lock.
stragglers have arrived.
So we're here at the UK Games Expo. We just played our very first game, first demo, which was Ironwood, and we basically made a beeline for Mindclash Games because we're pretty much one of our favourite publishers. And we're not just saying that because we have Victor Peter here giving us a little chat. So how are you, Victor?
Great, thank you, and thanks for the opportunity for the interview.
No.
I'm having a blast. It's been 5 years since I've been to UK Games Expo last, but I love this convention. It's very chill, very relaxed compared to Essen especially, so
yeah,
it's great to be here again.
No, absolutely. So, I mean, you obviously Mindclash Games has been around quite a while. We're massive fans of your games, even the ones, you know, right back on the start, you know, Anachrony, Tricarion, Perseverance, like Voidfall, like these are kind of 4 of our favourite games that we continue to play even now. Like we always try to get those games on rotation on our table. So yeah, we're absolutely buzzing to capture you today. So the latest game that you're releasing, which is I think on pre-order and GameFound right now, is Ironwood, right? So in a very short snippet, what is Ironwood and what's it all about?
So Ironwood is our first 1 versus 1 game. It's a skirmish game with focusing more on tactics rather than strategy, I would say. And it's based on card play, multi-use cards, and 2 very, very asymmetric factions. We have the Woodwalkers, who are basically these feral, shamanistic people living in the forest and trying to preserve their old ways. And we have the Ironclad, who are these steampunky iron industrialist people living in mountain cities, mining crystals, and they just want to industrialize. And they want to build forges, and they want to claim the forest as their own. So these 2 are never going to get along, and that's what the game is about. It's about them fighting it out. So the 2 factions really play differently. The Ironclad have this heavy economy, large army, heavy hitter play style, but they are vulnerable to sort of hit and run strategies, in which the Woodwalker actually were excellent. So, for example, the Ironclad tend to move their troops in larger clumps, and it's harder to take on them head on, but the Woodwalkers can like ambush them here and there. They can steal their crystals, they can attack their drill, which is their main source of income, stuff like that. So it's really 2 very different play styles fighting against each other, and their endgame goals are different as well. The Ironclad want to build forges on the outer forest and the outer mountains, I mean, and the Ironclad are after their lost ancient totems, which are hidden on the Ironclad's mountains. So as soon as they can clear out the Ironclad from those mountains, they can retrieve their totems. And if they retrieve 3 of their totems, they win, because they basically summon the Guardian of the Forest, who is just gonna wipe the floor with the Ironclad.
Yeah. So we just finished our demo. We didn't get enough time to finish the game, but hopefully we'll get to do that later. I think one of the things that surprises me, and it probably will surprise people, with the fact that it's a Mindclash game, they're expecting heavy, big box, you know, probably 4 point plus on the BGG weight scale. And actually, this game is, I think, very much rules light. You can pick it up in probably 5 minutes. The cards are very clear. They're telling you exactly what to do. There's a few keywords on there that you need to understand, but generally, you're going to get going and you're playing. And the fact that the game takes around an hour to play, which, you know, for head-to-head kind of a 1v1 game is fantastic. So you can kind of, you know, play a game, see who wins, let's reset, rematch, maybe get 2 or 3 games in an evening, which I think is always good fun to do. So yeah. You probably can't answer this question, Victor, but out of your back catalogue, for your own personal back catalogue of Mindclash games, which is the one that you enjoy playing?
That I enjoy the most? Well, I would say that it's Perseverance.
Yeah?
Yeah. Especially now when I'm absolutely deep in the design of episode 3 and 4. I really appreciate the previous episode, but I think people are going to love 3 and 4 as well.
Yeah, I'm lucky and fortunate to have played 3, and I thought it was fantastic. And I love just the way the ranch tiles work and the exploration on the board, and the fact you can outride the dinosaurs and get them out there. I'm so hyped for episode 4, so how's that shaping along?
Well, I think it's almost ready.
How is it?
Yeah, because conceptually what we wanted to do there is that there is this ancient, the ancient people who were living on the island a long time ago, and thanks to our machinations, their portals reopened basically. So they finally have their long-awaited opportunity to return and claim back their island. But we are there, so that, again, that's not gonna work out peacefully for either of us. So we're gonna have to defend against them actually.
Yeah.
And we are also, but since the portal is open, we also have the opportunity to rebuild our ship and go home.
The Pearl, yeah.
So basically there are two ways and two main strategies to follow in episode 4, which is either to stand our ground against the Ancients and try to hold on to our island and stay here, or try to basically check all the boxes to be able to actually make this journey through the portal and through the dangerous waters surrounding the island and escape, essentially.
Yeah.
It's not one or the other. We tried that, it didn't work. But you can focus on one or focus on the other, and the way the game plays out will reward one strategy better than the other. And this is the one thing that took us actually quite long to get right. And we burned through quite a few iterations until we could get this balance right and make both strategies attractive and interesting, even if like everybody is hive-minding on one, and even if it's just you doing it. So we had to make both of those rewarding enough. Yeah. That was a tricky design exercise, especially since we had we could reuse a couple of things from episode 1, but other than that, it's basically a new design from the ground up.
Yeah.
You see, that's the tricky part of Perseverance. It's more than meets the eye, because when we say it's 4 episodes, 4 different games, we really mean that.
Yeah. And they do feel that way, you know, even though they have certain DNA that's kind of injected throughout the series, each game feels different, and that progression that you kind of feel from episode 1 to 2 to 3, and I think it's such an epic undertaking.
Yeah.
You know, the idea of it is like, this is what we're going to do. It's like, oh wow, that's like, no one's really done that before in that style. So no, kudos to you for doing that.
Yeah, I can't wait for the first people to actually play the full Chronicle mode.
Yeah.
Play through the
I
full
can't wait.
4 episodes.
I can't wait. I'm going to devote a weekend to it, and we're going to do like episodes 1, 2 on Saturday, episodes 3, 4 on the Sunday, and we'll do a whole weekend of Perseverance all the way through. That's the plan.
Sounds like a great weekend.
That's it. Great stuff. So thank you very much. I could talk to you probably forever, Victor, but you've got stuff to do and we've got stuff to do. So thank you very much.
Thanks
and I
again.
appreciate
Really
it.
appreciate the opportunity.
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Right, hello everyone. My name's Kerley. We're going to be introducing the second part. So the idea of the second portion of the live pod is that we're going to be doing a kind of a take on a concept that we did for one of our episodes. So back for our first birthday anniversary of the first podcast we ever did, we actually did something called Board Game Battlegrounds. Now, what Board Game Battlegrounds is basically top trumps between our top games for that year. It doesn't need to be released that year, just the ones we played most and the ones we enjoyed the most. So we did that. JP did some beautiful artwork on it. Congratulations, it was lovely. Well, funny at least.
The hippopotamus picture.
And
that was brilliant. That was so good.
And then we play off against each other, see who comes out, and then we have an overall winner at the end of it. So obviously we wanted to get a bit of interaction. We didn't want to do such a long-form format. So what we're going to be doing this time round is we're going to be taking our top 20 games, but we've, I'll tell you, Adrian has put them into some really weird categories. I'm blaming you.
Mostly Kerley.
Into some really weird categories, and we're basically going to get you guys to vote after we've done a very short blurb on those type of games, you know. Give you a bit of a brief description, see who sold it to you the most and which ones you prefer out of those. So that's the idea of it. But before we go too far, I'm going to introduce you to everyone we got here. So, as I said, I'm Kerley. We've got Adrian down at the bottom there. We got Tambo.
Hello.
And we got Dan.
Hello.
Shrinking Violet Dan. Hello. Yeah, the introvert at the back.
I'm shy.
So without further ado, Basically, what I want everyone to do is we're going to do a short, like I say, blurb on it, and then I want everyone to vote as to who's going to be in team sort of pink corner and who's going to be in team blue corner. And our lovely ring announcer here is going to be having a little look, and then we're going to get the Dan to also to gauge the room, count up the numbers, and see who's won. So
going for the first battle, which is the battle for an epic game day.
The battle for an epic game day. In the blue corner, Game of Thrones from Fantasy Flight Games.
So, Game of Thrones, it's a game about battles, betrayal, and the other B word I can't say because there's kids in here. It's all the opportunity for all of amazing things, to lose friends as well. The ones you do want and the ones you don't want, you'll lose them all during Game of Thrones. And you get to endlessly go na 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 until you've annoyed everyone. Do 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 do. There you go.
There you go. That's your cell, is it?
That's my cell.
Done. All right, so I'm championing Twilight Imperium.
In the pink corner, Twilight Imperium, hailing from Fantasy Flight Games.
One of my favourite games. I'm not going to smack talk too much. Fantastic game. It's got space lines in it. It's got space turtles. What more can you want from a game? Can take up to 12 hours to do, so that's a massive bonus, depending who you are. It's a classic 4X. I mean, it was so good. We all heard of Fantasy Flight Games before? But they're only here because of Twilight Imperium. So they literally kept them afloat when they first made the game. So that's how good of a game that is. Sold, done, dusted.
So we are going to vote blue for Game of Thrones versus pink for Twilight Imperium. 3, 2, 1, vote.
One short.
Twilight Imperium is the winner. I'm happy about that.
To be fair, I'm torn. I do love both games.
So,
Same.
So in our next battle, we have the battle for dinosaurs.
The battle for dinosaurs. Rawr. In the blue corner, tiny epic dinosaurs from Gameland Games.
Right, so Tiny Epic Dinosaurs. What a great game. It's such a little game. It's all for travel. You can play it within 60 minutes. Most importantly, you get these tiny little dinosaurs that look so cute. It's a worker placement, and for such a small game, it's a mind bender. It really does. Makes you think. What can I say? That's about it. Love it.
Nice. In the pink corner, Perseverance Episode 1 and 2 from Mindclash Games. I love Mindclash. like not even like a little bit, like a lot. If they could have like a child, I want to be that child. I love them so much. I've already been over to the stands, and I love it.
He does look a little bit like a child as well.
12-hour game with Dan.
But the game itself, right? Dinosaurs, right?
Dinosaurs.
You can't say anything else. Dinosaurs. The theme is fantastic. I love a game that has a rich theme, and that one carries over amazingly. Where a group of survivors on a massive cruise ship crash into an island, and they now have to recolonize on this island. And shocker, it's with dinos, and I love it. It's an amazing game.
Does anyone remember Dino Riders from when you were a kid?
Yeah.
If you do remember, you're showing a bit of your age there, by the way. But in the third episode, you actually ride around the little dinosaurs. It's brilliant. They got little saddles and everything.
Yeah,
that doesn't sell it.
This is
do you?
episodes 1 and 2, mate. You can't do that.
Oh, right. Okay.
No, it's
How you
3.
got us to agree with it and then roasted us straight afterwards? It's like, do you remember Dino Riders? Yeah, you're old.
Speaking facts, Davey. Speaking facts. We don't like them.
So, blue for Tiny Epic Dinosaurs versus pink for Perseverance. 3, 2, 1, vote! I love you all,
Love
really.
the Tiny Epics. That's it.
Yes, I think it might be blue.
Can I just say, the angriest I've ever seen Tambo was when he got loads of dinosaurs and realised that he hadn't closed the pen.
They all escaped.
So next we have the battle for the less fearsome animeeples.
The battle of less fearsome animeeples. In the blue corner, Ark Nova from Fureland Spiel. I love Ark Nova. How can you not like Ark Nova? How can you not? It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, well, some people call it terraforming Mars with animals, but I don't. I think there's a strong difference between the two. I like it a lot. It's a fantastic game, and I'm a big fan of games with tags on them. I just like that mechanic. I'm all over it, and it's a fantastic game. Who doesn't? I mean, how many copies has Arcanova sold worldwide? It's crazy. I love it. It's a 10, more than 10.
Becky bought 9.
More. And in the pink corner, White Castle by Devere.
Yeah, that's me. Devere, one of my favourite new publishers at the moment. I haven't played White Castle, which is odd that I'm backing it, but it was one of the games that I was desperate to play at Essen, queued for hours for, and still did not get to play. So I've watched plenty of videos, so I know that I'm going to love it. It's just 9 turns, gritty sort of dice placement, lots going on. You feel like you have nothing the entire game, but manage to build an engine at the end of it. I have bought my copy today, and I cannot wait to play it.
Same.
So yeah, and hopefully when you're all done, you can actually put it all back in the box correctly, because I hear that's a bit of a chore getting it all back in the box. So that's probably half the game right there.
So, blue for Ark Nova versus pink for White Castle. Vote!
Oh, that's close.
Mix.
You only did that after Becky glared.
I can't choose between my babies.
I think that's pink.
I think that's
Was
pink
it
by
blue
1.
for-
Yeah.
Art Nova, Luke, come on.
White Castle.
White
White Castle, you are the winner.
Down to you, that.
Never mind.
I know.
I swung at you.
I'm sorry, Becky.
Whatever.
I'll give you the £5 later, Marcus.
No, I give you the £5 every month. It's different.
True.
That's true, actually, yeah.
Okay, we're here at the UK Games Expo on the last day, Sunday. We're at Hegemonic Project Games, and we're speaking with Van Gevers about World Order, which is the new follow-up to Hegemony, which is a fantastic game. And we've just had a demo, but what's the game for everyone who's listening who's not heard about your next kind of sequel upcoming game? What's it all about?
Okay, so this is World Order. This is a deck building game with area control. The year is 2010, and we take the role of global superpowers. We have the United States of America, China, Russia, and the European Union, and we're trying to spread our influence around the world.
Yeah.
Okay, so the world is divided into 7 regions. We want these cubes are our influence, and we're trying to spread as much influence as possible. We try to have the majority in each of those regions, but the thing is that we can add our influence in many different ways. We can do it through economic means, through military, or through diplomacy.
Yeah.
And so each region has some country cards there, which we improve our relations with. We take them in front of us. They become our allies, and then we use those countries in order to invest in them, in order to build military bases, in order to apply political pressure to other countries, and so on.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we also have to take care of our own domestic capabilities, our productions, what we're good at, what we're not, and so on, and try to use all that to our advantage.
And I think the thing that, like, honestly surprises me, but the thing that I felt really good when we played our demo was, like, the turns are slick, they're very quick, you get around the table very fast, and I think is the playtime of World Order a lot like less than Hegemony, is it?
It is less than Hegemony, although it's still a heavy game.
Oh, yeah.
It will take about 3 hours to play. So we started intending to make a more medium weight game.
Yeah.
But there was so much that we wanted to include and so much that would come up while we were playing that it ended up becoming leaning more towards heavy.
Yeah.
But as you said, the turns go around very quickly, and we try to streamline as much as possible, as many things as we could, and we're actually still working on a few details.
Okay.
So we are trying to see if we can improve it to the best of our capabilities. So the plan is to have a Kickstarter campaign around October.
Okay. Yeah.
And then launch the game in early 25.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, if you want to get involved and like I say, the game crown or Kickstarter page is going to be on there later. And if you like your kind of world dominations, economic kind of dominations in those kinds of games, and you like deck building.
Can I add one more thing?
Absolutely, go for it.
So, same as Hegemony, we've worked with academics on this game.
Yes.
So this is also based on academic principles.
Yeah.
And with Hegemony, during our Kickstarter, we had a concept booklet that had information regarding the theme and regarding the actual happenings behind the game. So we're doing the same here for this one. And the one we're preparing for World Order is actually twice the size of the one in Hegemony. And there is a section for each of the 4 countries. And each section is written by a different academic who specializes in this region.
Nice. Now, that's the thing about your games. They all come from like the real world, and they're built up, and they're like fun to play and educational as well at the same time, which is awesome.
We want to help people learn about serious topics, to get an idea what foreign relations is about, what it means, and so on.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for engaging us. Thank you for letting us play. We loved it. So, yeah, great stuff.
And next is our battle for head-to-head 2 players.
The battle for head-to-head 2-player games. In the blue corner, Hoplomachus from Chip Theory Games.
Well, what can I say about Hopalop? It's a great game, minus the name. You're gladiators, you're fighting each other, you're in a big arena, you've got to get crowd favours, you've wild dice for battles, you get to control a every different race has a massive creature you control, and everyone's got a boss at the end, and it's just great fun battling. You can do team battles as well, and campaigns, and you can play solo, and it's a great solo game, and it's Chip Theory. Yeah.
And in the pink corner, War of the Ring by Eris Games.
War of the Ring. I can't oversell this game. It's my favourite 2-player by a very long way. The idea of the game is you're actually kind of reenacting the books and the film. So what's really interesting about it is kind of if you play as a shadow, which is basically an accumulation of all the evil guys, you can win in one of 2 ways. Either by absolutely conquering, kicking the rubbish out of all the good guys, or you can corrupt Frodo. So there's different ways of winning. And then, go on.
No, you're right. It's just a weird way to say.
Precious. And if you're the good guy, obviously the opposite way around. You have to take less strongholds of the enemy. And you feel... The main point of it is... you kind of feel like you're in the position of them. So it kind of feels like you're really up against it if you're the good guys. You're really up against it. You're fighting against all these different armies, and feels like the Shadow have got massive advantage against you, and you just kind of, you get Aragorn into, Minas Tirith, and you're able to fight them off. It feels really satisfying. But no, it's a really good game, really well designed. The setup's a bit of a pig, but beyond that, 4 hours, really good laugh. And they've introduced loads of expansions that really expand the game massively. One of my favourites.
Vote now.
Again, was it hippopotamus?
What was it again?
Hippopotamus.
Hippomachus. Or
Hopalopus.
What's that, Cavernia?
That's what I'm saying.
Board gaming with clout. Blue for Hoplomachus versus pink for War of the Ring. Vote.
A lot of Lord of the Rings fans in. Thank you very much.
Definitely.
Gladiators.
Come on.
I don't want to say.
Yeah, I can't
Has anyone played it? Hoplomachus? Love everything about it, but I cannot roll those damn dice.
It's a fantastic game. It's just not Lord of the Rings, is it? What are you going to do?
Oh, sorry, it's me, isn't it?
Wake up.
Well, you took like 5 minutes to explain War of the Ring. Right, so the battle for political standing.
The battle for political standing. In the blue corner, Hegemony from Hegemonic Projects. In the pink corner is Lisboa, but I need to talk about Hegemony first. Hegemony, if you want politics in a box, then that is it, really. It's I explain Hegemony is like Root, but with politics. And there's no cutesy animals in it. It's a Becky stuff. No. It's a great game. It's heavy. There's a lot going on, but it's very pretty, and it just comes together really well. I like asymmetry as long as it stands up well and it doesn't take an absolute age to teach, and I don't think it does. I think it's a great game, and it covers politics very, very, very well if you like that subject.
You still own it, Dan?
I sold it because I can't get it to the table enough, but I think the game's really good. In the pink corner, Lisboa
Right, so if you like a nice beige heavyweight Euro, I've already lost this, haven't
I? You got one vote.
Yeah, and so you're a bunch of politicians trying to fix the great earthquake in 1755 in Portugal. So yeah, it's a nice little worker placement. You have cards and you have your own little board. It looks nice. It's quite heavy, but it's probably one of the Lisboa's probably least heaviest ones, in my experience anyway. That's my personal. So yeah, Lisboa.
Adrian's like, what?
Yeah, his heaviest rated game.
But for me, it was I found it easier than.
It's weird how themes click.
It seems to flow easier than some of his others.
Definitely. So yeah, that's Lisboa.
Blue for Hegemony versus pink for Lisboa. Vote!
Sorry,
That's all the way, innit?
It's a niche.
It's a blue.
Blue.
Blue crown.
It's blue. It's blue.
Yeah,
I think the award for the worst subject goes to Adrian on that one. Political, was it political standing?
What else do you put hegemony in Lisboa
City
into?
building. It literally is building the city.
Anyway, the next battle.
Adrian gets a bit grumpy.
Turn up late and then you give these kind of comments.
What, factual?
The next battle is the battle for bashing doors down in dungeons.
The battle for bashing doors down in dungeons. In the blue corner, Frosthaven.
Dungeon crawler. It's the best thing about Frosthaven, in my opinion, along with Gloomhaven, is it's I was gonna say unique, but I haven't played enough games to say that, so I'll say innovative. In one go, where you basically the idea of the game is you play one card and you can either choose the top or the bottom, and then you play another card from your hand, so you always know what you're going to do. And over the course of this game, you're going to upgrade the cards, upgrade the characters, go through all the different levels. And it's got almost infinite replayability, and each session takes about 6 hours to do because of all the admin involved, so happy days.
I watched someone yesterday through the press release show carrying theirs on sack trucks.
Yeah.
Because it's that large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say this with a very small caveat. I prefer Gloomhaven. Sorry to upset everyone.
We just started with Frosthaven, actually. They've actually released now the book, so you can actually play the maps off the books now.
Yeah.
For the whole campaign.
That'll save you 20 minutes.
Exactly.
They
70
did
quid.
it with Jaws of the Lion, they were like, nah.
Yeah,
just, you don't.
and they've done it now. They've got a whole stand. You can buy them. 70 quid.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's nice of them, isn't it?
On top of the 200.
Ouch.
In the pink corner, Descent Legends in the Dark by Fantasy Flight Games.
Right, Descent, what can I say? Brilliant. All you need to do is open a laptop. Doesn't take long to set up. You've got a 3D tile, so how cool is that? So when you actually finish, go through a door and everything's 3D, like chess, tables. You've got loads of different characters. And at the end, it looks an epic game at the end once it's all opened up and done. And you can have platforms fall, like a balcony can fall and collapse on people because it's 3D. And it is a very, very fun game. And the app takes all the admin out the work of it. So, fantastic.
I'm voting for that one.
Blue for Frosthaven versus pink for Descent. Vote!
Pink, yes.
I would have to agree.
Thank you.
I have to agree.
So next we have the battle for discovering new areas of space.
The battle for discovering new areas of space. In the blue corner, Eclipse 2nd Edition.
Second Dawn of the Galaxy.
That one.
Thank you. Say it. Do it again.
Sorry, Adrian. In the blue corner, Eclipse 2nd Dawn of the Galaxy.
So you get to design your own spaceships, which has to be the coolest thing you can do in a spaceship, is like I'm putting rockets on it, and I'm putting shields and faster engines and big batteries and all that kind of stuff. Is batteries the coolest thing about making a spaceship? Probably not, I shouldn't have left that last. So, anyway, you get to design all your cool technologies. You get to pass around the big tray of technologies, which is good. And then you can, if you want to, attack the big cosmic Clementine in the centre. It's a space Satsuma.
I know.
It looks like the Death Star. I wouldn't go that far.
And there's a chance you could have set up the game and finished playing the game before the next person I'm battling against.
Oh dear. In the pink corner, Voidfall from Mindclash Games. David Turksey. Enough said.
Is that what you're going with?
Enough said.
This could be a tough battle.
I mean, for people who don't know...
Yeah,
it's a 4x space battle, which is a game which is amazing. I can't say anything else because it's Mindclash and it's amazing. It's amazing. It's heavy, but it makes sense. It's methodical and it's very, very pretty, especially if you get the galactic box. And I'm a sucker for dual layer tiles, and triple layer boards. Triple layer. That's it.
Just don't bring it to a convention.
No, don't bring it to a convention.
The language of design is perfect. That's all we have to say. Done. That's it.
We're not taking comments right now, Marcus.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Blue for Eclipse versus pink for Voidfall. Vote now.
Ooh. Oh, that's close.
That is close.
I nearly voted Eclipse, and I thought, what am I doing?
It's a blue game.
Blue.
I'm sad
Gets
by
in.
this.
Great.
Good choices.
I'm proud of
good.
you all.
Well fought, Adrian.
So again, we're here on Sunday and we are at the Unfringed booth with Chris from Unfringed.co. So friends of the pod, been on the show before.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Thank you very much. It's
So-
been amazing as always.
As always.
UKG always is.
Are you tired though?
Getting there. Monday is going to be a write-off, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. So you're back this year. Last year mainly around Zuli. And this year with your new game, which is
Molehill Meadows.
Molehill Meadows.
Yeah, a flip and right, where you are playing as Mika the Mole. You are tunneling through your new meadow, and you are trying to collect worms to give yourself worm powers that allow you to dig tunnels even better, collecting treasure, meeting objectives, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, get a close up on this, Davey. Davey's behind the camera, by the way. So this is kind of the sheets that you'll be filling out, and you'll be drawing, flipping cards for tunnel pieces, and literally tunneling around the map, collecting those worms, as Chris has said, and those powers are pretty cool. I quite like the powers, actually.
And nice when you get like the combos to kind of like make a new piece and then combo off into like dig it twice and then let it touch more than one face, and yeah, it's pretty satisfying.
It's pretty good. But you had a good show so far?
Really good. Yeah, I love busy tables all weekend. Zuli's still doing well.
Yeah.
Lots of Zuli fans coming back for promos. Becky being one of them.
Yes, she loves it, doesn't she? She absolutely loves it. And also, you're selling like plushies and things, right, on the stall?
Couple of plushies. We have a new jellyfish plushie this time. We had red panda plushies. They sold out within 3 hours again. I should have learned from last year that this exactly the same happens. I should have stocked more, but yeah, you know. Yeah, but yeah, still some sloths, giraffes, jellyfish plushies as well.
Great stuff. Well, hope you have the great rest of the show, and we'll catch you later.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, it's me again. I keep forgetting I've got to do this bit. The battle for expanding civilizations.
The battle for expanding civilizations. In the blue corner, Sid Meier's Civilization, the board game from Fantasy Flight Games.
Absolute classic, based on Civilization, the computer game series.
Which one?
Well, I would say it most closely replicates number 4.
Yeah.
Civilization 4. Yeah, so it's a classic kind of 4X done in kind of like a historical setting. The best bit about it is the technology tree, so it really focuses on getting your military up, and there's so many different ways to win. Yeah, it's probably the precursor. This version was brought out in I think 2010. It's probably the best game of this expansions. Biggest downside, I'll be totally honest, is that it's pretty much out of print now, so you have to it costs a pretty penny, but I never regretted putting it together. So it's one of my absolute favourites of that genre, but probably a 4-hour, 5-hour game, so it'll take you all night. So it's what we call a non-school night one. So.
We've tried it a couple of times, it went not a game.
not on a Wednesday.
No. In the pink corner, Tapestry from Stonemaier Games.
Goals woken up. Sorry.
I love Tapestry. It's as a Civilization game, it is a Civilization-themed game that doesn't really play like a Civ game at all. There's cubes, there's tracks, and there's really, really pretty building miniatures, which are just gorgeous. I never grow tired of playing it. It's one of those games that I think scales quite well at most player counts, maybe not 5, but me and the wife, as a 2-player game, play it all the time, and we love it. And I don't get a chance to play many 2-player games with her, but that one is definitely one that we get to the table a lot. I love it. It's beautiful. Tapestry all the way. So, blue for Civilization versus pink for Tapestry. Vote!
Pink all day.
Yay, 1-1!
Boo hiss.
Sorry. Sorry, darling.
I like both games.
You voted against me.
So the next battle is the battle for exploring new lands.
The battle for exploring new lands. In the blue corner, Lost Ruins of Arnak from CGE.
Right, so Lost Ruins, who can say more? It's a Indiana Jones kind of base game. You're discovering temples, trying to get artifacts. It's a lovely worker placement. Each character has new abilities. The board looks lovely, and you can do some really cool combo card worker placement combos.
Can I ask a question? Is there anybody in here who actually hasn't heard of this game? Just checking.
No.
I mean,
no.
not you. Not
I
you.
bought it off you.
He's already forgotten about it. Oh, yeah, it's dead to me.
So-
when Dune exists, it's dead.
Don't even talk to me.
Yeah, so definitely worth a purchase. One of my all-time favourite games.
In the pink corner, Far Away by Ketchup Games.
Yes, I don't think it's any secret this is going to be mine. So I queued for an hour in Essen to get this game because it got recommended by a load of YouTubers that I like watching. And they all took the mick out of me eating pizza while I was queuing for an hour at Essen for it. It's a very small box game. There is no fat at all on this game. It is simply you draft and you build your sort of temple, not the temple, your exploration trail from left to right. You turn all the cards over at the end, and then at the end you score from right to left. It sounds really simple, and it is a really simple game to explain. Plays in 25 minutes, teaches in 5, but it's a lovely little tricksy puzzle that I love. Probably not quite as popular as Lost Ruins of Arnak generally at the moment, but it is brand new out. I think it's buyable now.
Can I add a little bit? It's a core memory for me because it's the first time I've seen you smile. You came up to the window and you were all red-faced and you're like...
Doesn't pay me any good like that, does it?
It's your social media posts that make me laugh.
Can we vote, please?
What happens, by the way, if I like a bit of fat on my games?
Can we vote, please?
Blue for grumpy-faced Adrian versus... No, sorry. Blue for Lost Ruins versus pink for Far Away. Vote now.
Blue has it. No, blue has it.
I do like Far Away.
Hey.
Hey, I think I won 3.
Give it a year. I'll bring it back. Be Far Away all the time. And then our final category is the battle for exploring adjacent hexes.
Oh dear, I like
The battle for exploring adjacent hexes. In the blue corner, Terraforming Mars.
Yes, Terraforming Mars, winner of our last board game Battleground. Probably, top 3 favourite games. Absolutely love it. The idea of the game is Terraforming Mars done. No, you've got a board on there and you're kind of putting down forest cities and you're building up the oxygen and you're building up the amount of oceans on there and the temperature to make it habitable. But you do that by playing all these cards, and it's just the best engine builder that I've come across, and it's an absolute staple of our group. We probably play it a couple of times a year and have done since we started it.
I dissed it
more
for
than a
years.
couple of times.
Dissed it for years, but this is not for me. Probably not for me. You talked to me and went, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, this is amazing.
I was so wrong. It's such a great game.
Yeah, it's my version of what's that game that you play all the time? That you've bought, the £800 game, JP. Can't think what it is.
No.
It's my version of that. As soon as too many
boxes.
I was genuinely asking. I've forgotten, but it's okay. So I've literally anything new Terraforming Mars comes out, I instantly buy it. So I've got all the expansions. I've got the dice game. I've got 2 of the card games, and I've even got. They've done a Kickstarter for the Prelude 2. I've no idea why I need a second Prelude, but I'm having it anyway.
AI
Didn't even hear him.
No. Okay. In the pink corner, Castles of Burgundy.
Yes, that's me. So you want to talk about a classic? Castles of Burgundy is an absolute classic. They've just remade it into a special edition of loveliness with lots of extra parts. You can get acrylics and 3D parts and all that kind of stuff. Point salad, raft of choices, has possibly one of the best puns in board gaming, which the geese are wild, which is one of my favourite little bits in there. And then...
So something about his personality that time.
Why do you hate my puns so much?
Because you steal my puns. And while it might have some red hexes, it probably won't outstay its welcome, unlike certain red hexed board games.
It was the winner of the board game Battleground, mate.
Yeah, fix. So that's it. Castles of Burgundy.
Blue for Terraforming Mars versus pink for Castles of Burgundy. Vote.
No contest.
Yeah.
No contest.
No contest. TM for the win.
TM for the win. So that's it. That's our Battleground. That's our grudge matches for this year.
Hello, so it's JP's back on Sunday at the UK Games Expo on our last day, and I had to swing by Lucky Duck Games, mainly because Peter from Cardboard Alchemy
How's it going,
is
everybody?
here showing off Andromeda's Edge, which does
First
look,
copy of Andromeda's Edge. We're making it now, mass producing it for everybody now.
it's happening.
It's happening.
It's real.
Yes.
And I'm a backer of this, so I'm
excellent.
I'm
Thank you.
like, I can't wait to get my hands on this, and the production just looks insanely
Thank you very
awesome.
much.
So, for those that don't know what Andromeda's Edge is, maybe Peter can give us a bit of
Sure,
a rundown.
absolutely. So in Andromeda's Edge, you are a desperate faction, and you've left your home, or something's happened, and you've reached the far end of the galaxy. It is the edge of Andromeda, and you think this is a safe place to build a new civilization. Maybe not, right? There are other factions here. We actually have, like, all told with all promos, 18 different factions you could play, and they're all asymmetrical abilities, and you are surprised trying to get points. But how you do that, this is a worker placement game at its core, an engine building game at its core. You have one space station and a couple of ships, and those are your workers to try and land and figure out how to rebuild your civ, how to get better tech. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you've got these slot modules, which are these little cards that append to your space station, and as you say, you pull your workers back, your ships, and you just trigger like rows of combos and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, Davey's operating the camera, and he loves a combo, right?
Yes,
he loves a combo. He loves engine building games. So I think he might pick this one, mate.
Me too, and the designers, Luke and Maximus Glory, that's their bread and butter. That's what they like to do.
Yeah.
And Luke also, who made Manhattan Project Energy Empire, in that game what he did is he combined workers with energy so that your pullback turns are even cooler, like more actions, not just like limited by the number of workers you have.
Yeah.
And also, Luke really believes that there shouldn't be a bad pullback turn. There shouldn't be one that's, well, now I'll just come back now.
Yeah.
No, let's see how many combos we can do when we pull back, right? That's the goal.
Yeah, because like a reset action in a game is a bit like, nah.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit like underwhelming, isn't it? So I had to turn that into probably the most exciting thing
It is the best.
to do. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you can't wait to roll it.
The combo turns are going to go so long and awesome that you're going to say, whose turn is it anyway?
Hey! He's got it in. Good man. And you've also got lots of different factions that you can play with, different abilities. And
We
things
did
going on.
something really cool in this, that there's a custom faction. You can play pirates, you can play fungus, you can play insects, you can play tech, you can play cloud people, and you have some tracks that you are focused in, but you also have a couple of abilities that you can kind of use to ground you on your way. But also, we've made it so that your abilities are customizable. You can get these upgrades for your ships. So you could say, well, today I'm playing these techno blorps, but I've decided that they have armed transports, and that's what we're going to do today, right? So,
Awesome.
yeah.
So when can people get their hands on this? Obviously, but there's a lot of backers who are back this.
Backers.
But generally, is this coming to retail? Is this coming
Yes.
Yeah.
So backers are going to get it around September.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a big release party at Acid. And then it'll be everywhere.
Nice.
And then we'll be off to the races. And
Right.
we're going to, there's a, if you are still looking for the all-in type stuff, there are a lot of retailers that backed it. Thank you, retailers, for believing in it. Those packages can still be found. And then if you want to assemble it yourself, Lucky Duck Games actually who are with here at the show, they will have all the pieces that you can, build.
Yeah.
If you just want the standard, you just want the gameplay, that's available for a pretty good price. Otherwise, you can add an expansion or deluxe pieces or promo, whatever you want to do.
We love the play.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Well, thank you, Peter. Great
Absolutely.
to
Thank you very much.
host us and show this game off. It looks incredibly awesome. I can't wait to play it. And
Excellent. All right, we'll get a game in right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheers.
Good.
I have been given the task of outroing because JP knows that I've never done one of these in a single take. So they thought it'd be great to torture me by making me do the outro for a live show.
Then the best bit with the episodes that we never include as well.
Yeah, if you want to listen to the bloopers, they're 90% me doing outros again and again and again. So they're fun to
He always
listen to.
blames me as well. He looks at me and goes, oh, it's my fault.
I mean, he literally is, right?
I remember one year you did.
Futurama.
he was trying to advertise GridCon for Paul Grogan, and it took about, I'm not even exaggerating, about 12, 15 attempts to get it down, because he kept calling it GrimCon, which is a massive insult to what is a very nice con.
I should really retell the story, but it's a PG show here, so I can't retell some of the stories as to why I kept calling it that. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for coming. It's been fantastic to have you here. As JP said at the start, it's just, when we talked about having to do a live show, we were expecting just like basically Joel and Marcus to turn up, and that was about it. To see all these people here is fantastic, and we couldn't do the show without you. So, as we always say at the end, please interact with us on socials. Please let your friends know if you think they'll like the podcast. Just let them know to give us a listen, and hopefully we might be back next year to do this live show again. It'd be great if we are. So thank you very much, and have a good rest of the expo.
Thanks everyone.